Alright, I just wanted to start out with a pretty easy tutorial on how to clean your gun. Start out with a random cardboard box here, doesn't really matter what it is. Let's use a baby white box. And the next thing, obviously, you're going to need some cleaning materials, so let's get some run-of-the-mill paper towels. Normally your gun should come with some cleaning kit. If not, I would suggest going out and getting one of these hard bristled brushes here. It helps to run through the barrel. Next, what I like, not getting paid for any of this, is just some cotton patches. Got a bulk one. I've had this for a long time and get a bunch of them. Shouldn't need, this is kind of liberal, this amount for what you'll need. And lastly, you'll need some sort of cleaning lubricant. I use CLP. Not a product placement, but it's what I was recommended and what I use. And lastly, you will need your pistol. Now what you want to do is make sure it's unloaded. Alright, so we're clear. This is a Glock 23. So when you're cleaning, it is highly suggested you take any ammo and take it out of the room. Alright. So, if you don't know how to take down your weapon, I highly suggest you learn how to do that first. I'll give an example on the Glock. You make sure you're empty. So we're empty. We're good here. Next, make sure the trigger is depressed. Then you're gonna bring it back just a hair here. Pull down your release. It comes apart just like that. Next, take your spring and take out your barrel. Alright. From here, what I like to do, just take a few of these here. Set them here. Gonna set these aside for the moment. Alright, so I'm gonna take one of these, even though I just set it aside. About this much. Doesn't really matter. What you're gonna do with this is just take the debris from any other time that you've gone shooting and just kind of clean up the coarse amount of stuff that's still on here. Just paying special attention to the grooves. The grooves right inside of here, kind of right where the tip is, that the slide is actually moving against the other metal parts. Just kind of get inside of those grooves so you can, you can kind of see how dirty it is there. And so just from the slide, I mean, it wasn't terribly dirty. Probably cleaned it recently, but you know, a little something. better than nothing. Same with your barrels. Just clean the outside of the barrel. Pay special attention to like kind of right in these grooves up here, because there will be some buildup. And then lastly, on the technical gun itself. And again, you're just trying to get the coarse, loose debris off of anything in here. So you can see it's kind of dirty right here. And you can even get in your mag well if you really want to there. It's usually not terribly dirty in that portion. But paying close attention to where the slide actually goes. Alright, so on to the next step. You're going to want to kind of liberally clean it, and then you're going to dry it after, because you don't want to leave any excess lubricant on it. So what I'll do is I'll take one of these cloths, these cotton patches here. Try not to have that happen. Just gonna coat it so we're good here. Now we're just gonna kind of clean. We'll start with this. Start with the slide. Just want to make sure I get in these grooves here. So you can see they're still pretty dirty. Yeah, pretty dirty there. Now one thing, especially with the Glock, is you want to make sure that right where the firing pin is at, you don't really want to get any lubricant inside of there. So if you hold it, gravity will assist you. You can still clean that area, but you're going to make sure that no lubricant drains inside of there. You can see we're pretty filthy still here. So now what I'm going to do, as you can see, it's a little shiny from, you can see it's well lubricated, especially here. I'm going to let that sit and do its job and start cleaning, passively cleaning. So I'll just set that here. Then you can have just a trash area there. That's going to be trash. Next we'll move on to here. Just kind of same thing. Mainly any place you see it dirty, but paying close attention to where the slide goes. See, it's pretty dirty. Any metal parts you want to make sure those are clean. And again, similar to the slide, we're just going to leave this cleaning solution on there. I can't really see it, but yeah, leave the cleaning solution on there. Let it do its work. And then we'll move on to the barrel. Now with the barrel, it's going to take a little bit extra because that's where you'll kind of be implementing this brush here. So I'll start just by hand cleaning it. So just clean the outside of your barrel here. Now what you want to do is you want to be really careful with the tip of your barrel, because if you add any force or anything to the tip of this barrel, it can hinder the accuracy of the barrel itself. So make sure I'm going to get in all these little grooves here. And fold this up here, get inside of here. Let's see, it's seen cleaner days. Alright, and then again, like I said, you want to pay pretty close attention. Kind of right in here is where I tend to find the most debris. Just kind of right where I'm pointing at, right in this area here. Alright, so now to get the inside, I'll take one of these here. And now this cleaning stick that came with the pistol recommends that you put this patch inside of here, but I found it a lot easier if you just kind of fold it up like this. And what you're doing with that is you're going to push it through the barrel. I've been told by a number of people you want to go in the same way that the bullet travels is how you're going to want to clean it. You're also going to rotate your way through. And once you get to the other side, you're going to take this off. Flip it inside out to the other side. And rinse and repeat. Now as you can see, inside of the barrel is fairly dirty. So I'll just go ahead and grab a clean one of these and do another pass through. And what this is going to do is it's going to get those hard to get particles that may be inside your barrel. Let's see where. So again, you're still gonna, you can rotate this right here to get just right inside where the bullet itself is gonna sit. Still rotating it, and then just alright. Now that should be pretty well cleaned. Alright. So with the spring, you don't necessarily have to clean it too much. You don't want to get you don't want to get lubricant inside of the spring. So I'll just take this patch again. Get inside of each coil, I'll just kind of use my fingernails and just twist along with the spring. And just keep going until I get to the end.
So you watch my big fancy Shopify ads on how we took a brand new store to $100 a day in one day, and then how we actually scaled one other store. Mug's got bees. Mug's got bees.
Alright. So that's pretty well clean there. So now moving back to where we started with the slide. Just gonna clean it up and try and get all the lubricant off of it. And any additional loose debris that may still be in there. As you can see, there's still a bit. That's alright. Glock is well tested. Not too worried about that. Just mainly worried about the coarse debris that may be still in there. Now, if you're worried about the integrity of the gun with this paper towel, all I have to say is you're dealing with a firearm that deals with explosions every round that comes out of it. So if you're worried about the integrity of the gun, I'd suggest maybe you look into a new gun, one that may not be as fragile. Because the integrity of this slide, you should theoretically be able to drop it and not have a problem. Drop it on the concrete or throw it against the road or anything, and it should withstand that pressure. You know, it's should be pretty sturdy. Alright, so that's should be about completely dry. Move on to here. Paying pretty close attention to the trigger housing and everything. And then with there being cleaning solution on your hands, you may have gotten it somewhere on the outside here. It's not a problem, just kind of wipe that up. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, since this isn't terrible, I'm just going to use this for the spring here. Just dry that up. The spring doesn't really need too much attention as much as the other parts. It's not too bad. Alright, and then lastly the barrel. Just gonna dry this as much as possible with a paper towel. Make sure you get inside this groove here. So now you're gonna use the cleaning stick, for lack of better words. Gonna use one of these patches, and then similar to at first, get here, and you can just use a stick to help you get any of the excess debris off of this part here. Get in here, you know, use a little elbow grease. So now what I'll do is I'm just trying to clean right inside this housing here. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, that was a little dirty. Now you don't want to push this dirt through your barrel. So I'm going to switch sides. I'm just going to slowly I'm going to rotate it, but slowly pushing it forward. Try and make sure I get, you know, decent cleaning all the way along here. Alright. And I'll give it a once over again. Keeping with the ideal that I'm not going to pull it back through. Alright, so that should be nice and dry. Looks pretty good. You want to watch out for these, because these patches will kind of fray a little bit. So make sure none of that's left inside your barrel. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright, so a majority of the cleaning is all done. Now you just want to make sure that the metal parts that have contact are lubricated. So what I'll do for that, get one of these patches, and I'll usually just take a small portion here with my slide. I'm going to get in the groove. Sorry, my lighting isn't the best, but just right inside the groove where it actually slides along. just give it kind of a quick once over. And then same on the other side. Alright, and that looks good. You can kind of see a little bit of the shine there. Alright, can use the opposite side here. So there's usually four major contact points with this pistol specifically. There's a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's where the slide goes. So I'm going to make sure those are lubricated, especially like inside of this groove here. So get in here, get in there, same here, same here. And then just this one little knob right here. Forgive me, I can't remember the name of it. I don't ever take this part of my pistol apart, so this is just kind of a beginner's guide to cleaning your pistol. Alright, and then on your barrel is going to be a little more specific on where you want to have it lubricated. So you do not want the inside lubricated at all. So one thing on Glocks is there can be a little wear right along here where it actually catches on the slide. So you'll want to lubricate this area a bit. You're going to lubricate the outside. And I'll show you there's something else that's going to happen here with that, because you're going to kind of dry that off too. So metal on metal, it's going to be some here, some contact points, and right inside of here, it's another contact. Alright. So then you're also going to lubricate just the top a little bit. Get around there a little bit. So now you're going to take another patch, fold it kind of in a triangle, and take this part and lightly clean it. You still want it lubricated, but you don't want it wet to collect debris. And that kind of goes the same for the entire barrel. So it's still lubricated, but it's not doused. And next will be reassembly. Alright. Now kind of dry your hands and then get any excess that's on the outside here. Now a good rule of thumb is, since you're going to be obviously potentially wiping off any lubricant you put on here, you'll want to re-lubricate it. And one way you can do that is you'll take your patch here. You don't need much because you're just doing a very, very light coating. Put it into a little triangle. And without getting it on your slide, just put a little right on the top here. I don't know if you can see where I have it there. Yeah, see right there. Alright, and then there's one other spot. So lock your slide back. And since your barrel will be rubbing against the top here, since it's a freestanding barrel, you're just going to kind of lightly put a little bit on the outside here. Because I don't know if you can't really see it here, but there's a little bit of wear on my barrel right along here. And that's just from normal wear and tear. And then I'll just dry it so it's not so liberal. And then dry this portion so it's not so liberal. Alright. And that is how you clean a pistol. Alright, thank you for your time. And then obviously just clean up your mess. Make sure everything's back in working order. Obviously your pistol should reset itself and should be nice and clean, ready to go. You guys have a good one. Thank you.